Okay, muckers, a couple days ago, we talked about Lunchly, and we talked about the downfall of Lunchly. And first of all, it was something I had first-hand experience with because obviously I've tried it before. It has touched my palate before, and it was absolutely disgusting. But basically, we watched this video and we talked about Lunchly. It was a really fun video. It's probably one of the most fun I've had filming a video recently. So if you haven't seen it, I would go watch it. We go back to me looking for Lunchly in the store and eating it and comparing it with a Lunchable and stuff. Both were terrible. But anyways, with that video, it was really interesting because someone had mentioned to me, like, Adam, there's conversations going on about all of MrBeast's endeavors right now, specifically the Feastables, the chocolate bar. And I didn't know that all of this has been going down. So the same channel that actually was basically exposing Lunchly has done the same kind of vibe with Feastables, the chocolate bar. And you know that I want to dive into it. So let's get to it. And those chocolate bars, by the way, are terrible. They are fucking terrible. And I'm not saying I have like a decent palate when it comes to chocolate because I love like chocolate coins. You know that? Like the worst kind of like, I'm not saying I have a good palate here. Feastables chocolate bars are genuinely fucking terrible. So let's get into it. Also, we are in our final 48 hours for 30% off my Patreon using code Bonnie and Dolly for 30% off. If you go over right now, speaking of MrBeast, you can actually watch me reacting to Beast games the entire season 1. Escape the Night Season 1, Escape the Night Season 2, Escape the Night Season 3, and Trisha Paytas's Big Broadway Dream. We also have a bunch of other videos on there, but they're just the ones that come to mind immediately. But anyways, let's get to this. The controversial downfall of MrBeast Feastables. Let's get to it.
Like Feastables.
No, there's no. Kidding.
You don't like Feastables?
Wait.
Feastables
like
sucks.
Well, I only tried 2.
1 million bars sold in 72 hours. $10 million in revenue in the first few months.
Jesus
the hype
Christ.
train for MrBeast's chocolate company, Feastables, made Willy Wonka look like he was running a small-town lemonade stand. But almost as quickly as it appeared, the shiny wrappers started coming off.
Also, my favorite thing about this is I can literally confirm that the shop near me sells Feastables and they're always on fucking discount. And sometimes, actually, I'm not even kidding. Whenever I went into the shop a couple days ago, they were doing a QR code to like follow their Facebook page and they would give a free chocolate bar and Feastables was in the bucket that you could have.
The sugar rush faded, and the
I still didn't want it, though.
Lined up to buy the chocolate started roasting it faster than a s'more. How did the guy who gives away private islands and fleets of jets manage to bungle a chocolate bar? It's a genuine head-scratcher. So, grab a snack, preferably not the one we're talking about, because this is the satisfying downfall of Feastables. MrBeast's brand is built on an absurd, physics-defying scale. He doesn't just do things, he does them big. Recreating Squid Game, building multi-million-dollar sets, or giving away houses. So when he announced a chocolate company in January 2022, nobody pictured a quaint little side hustle. This was MrBeast. He doesn't do small. He promised a modern...
Sorry, the fact that Feastables was originated in 2022 is fucking crazy. Also, you know what we've got to not normalize? We have got to stop normalizing, like, influencers, like, selling us food. Like, that to me is just such a foreign concept. It really is. Like, Lunchly was really the limit for me where I'm like, guys, we've got to stop normalizing wanting to eat food that influencers are selling us when we know that they're doing it based on talking about profits and stuff. Do you know the only influencer that maybe comes to mind that I see a little bit of a tweak with is Emma Chamberlain and Chamberlain Coffee, because her brand was drinking coffee. But even at that, like, is Chamberlain Coffee the best coffee in the entire world? No, because they're using the influencer name to promote it. Like, none of these are going to be the best in the world. You know what I mean? I'm surprised that Rosanna hasn't done some sort of, like, food company, honestly. I think I asked her about that, actually. I think I literally asked her about that because I was, like, really surprised as to why she hadn't. But she was just really focused on, you know, giving recipes to people, which I thought, fair enough.
Day Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, complete with golden ticket giveaways and the chance to win a literal chocolate factory. Crucially, he claimed his bar.
I don't want a chocolate factory. One day I'm just buying a fucking Feastables burger. Now I have to take care of a chocolate factory? What do you mean I've lost both times? Now I have to pay fucking property and ownership tax and I got a shitty chocolate bar. How did I lose twice?
Bars tasted objectively better than the classics we all grew up with. His army of subscribers snapped into action with a digital fervor.
That's like on Beast Games, if you watch my reaction to it or just watch the show. They gave one of the winners like an island. I don't want to have to pay fucking island tax. What What the fuck do you mean? Give me the money. Give me the money.
Only MrBeast can command. It was less a product launch and more a cultural event. Grocery stores, caught completely off guard, sold out instantly. Resellers flipped $3 bars for $50 on eBay. For a moment, it looked like another Midas touch win for Jimmy Donaldson. But the bigger the moonshot, the more spectacular the inevitable crash. Here's where the sugary coating began to crack. Creating a viral video is one thing. Distributing a perishable food product on a global scale is another beast in.
Oh my god, remember? Guys, who remembers Beastburger? Is Beastburger still a thing? Beastburger. Oh my god, Beastburger is still a thing. Holy shit. Guys, Beastburger obviously has so many controversies because people's food was like nasty. It was nasty. But if you know a little piece of Adam McIntyre lore, I've only ever had the most beautiful experience with MrBeast Burger, and I've ordered it on multiple occasions. It was so good when I got it. And I don't mean like the quality, the presentation. It was sloppy. It was disgusting. It was whatever. I've only had it maybe 4 times in my life. But these Beast fries, ooh. And the burgers, too bad he's a terrible person. And even worse, that it was a ghost kitchen. And even worse, that people's orders were fucking disgusting. I'm one of the lucky ones. I had a good run with it.
Entirely. Feastables sourced its cocoa from Peru, leaning into an ethical premium narrative. But that cocoa then had to travel to various co-packers across the US and abroad, creating a complex and fragile supply chain from the start. This global hopscotch only worked during the initial hype window. Soon, the cracks began to show. Tariffs ate into thin margins, container shortages caused crippling delays, and a strong US dollar made international sourcing even more expensive. The delicate math of turning cocoa beans into profitable chocolate bars turned sour with alarming speed. A former operations manager told Food Dive that the team spent more time tracking freight containers and navigating customs paperwork than they did tweaking recipes. Imagine a food company where the primary focus
it's all about
isn't
money.
the food, but the effort of just getting it from point A to point B. That's a recipe for disaster. Retailers who screamed for more pallets in the spring were stuck with mountains of expired inventory by the fall.
Ooh.
Fans who found a second bar often discovered it was chalky, discolored, or bloomed. That unappetizing film from cocoa butter separating in the sweltering trucks and warehouses it sat in for weeks.
Ooh.
Nothing kills buzz faster than a missing or melted product. For all the hype, a chocolate bar has to deliver on taste. Early on, MrBeast conducted his own blind taste tests, pitting his bar against titans like Hershey's and shouting,
What is it with this damn man and the launch of his products being like comparing them to other products? With Lunchly, it wasn't good enough just to promote on their own that they had to compare it to Lunchables. Feastables isn't good on its own that they have to compare it to Hershey's. Dude, have your own brand.
It's not even close. Mine is so much better. His loyal fans believed him. Why wouldn't they? But then,
I tried
the
it and
internet
it wasn't.
started its own independent research. Unaffiliated creators ran the
True.
same tests, and the results were a lot different than his own. Consensus formed. Common tasting notes appeared again and again. Overly sweet, gritty texture,
I'm literally not even kidding. It's so
and
bad.
the most damning critique of all, tastes like a protein bar. One viral TikTok clocked 6 million views with a devastating one-word caption, mid. For those not fluent in Gen Z, mid is short for mediocre. It's the kiss of death for a brand claiming superiority. Once the public consensus shifted from I gotta try it to yeah, I tried it, once, the brand lost the one thing it needed to survive. Repeat purchases. Sustainable brands live and die on the 2nd, 3rd, and 10th buy.
But that seems that that's what YouTubers like fixate on. They fixate on getting that initial first week sales and then they don't think about the future of it, which is why we see influencer brands just die.
Feastables, for all its monumental launch, simply couldn't clear that crucial hurdle. The novelty wore off, and the taste just wasn't there. Let's be honest about Feastables' core demographic, a massive audience of 8 to 16-year-olds. This group is powerful for generating hype, but it also comes with intense regulatory oversight. And that's where Feastables stumbled. The Children's Advertising Review Unit, a division of the Better Business Bureau, flagged the high-profile launch sweepstakes. Their findings were deeply concerning, citing unclear disclosure, and
Oh,
misleading odds.
shit.
The translation? Kids genuinely believed they had a real shot at winning a Willy Wonka-style chocolate factory tour. In reality, the odds were astronomically small.
Clearly.
For a child, the distinction between a slim chance and a virtually impossible one
He's like Willy Wonka, but more evil.
is lost. Karu's report was a serious reprimand that forced the company
Guys, this is so random, but I want to get a chocolate bar after this. What chocolate bar do you think is like actually worth it and good? I think in the UK, probably Dairy Milk.
to issue corrective tweets and add disclaimers to its videos. Nothing evaporates a brand's
Also, if the only way you're going to be able to sell chocolate is trying to entice people that they're going to like win a prize, then your product is obviously shit. Cadbury's, Galaxy, Hershey's. I'm not the biggest Hershey's person. I think, how do we feel collectively about mint chocolate? I love a mint chocolate bar. Ooh, and I hate mint everything else.
cool factor faster than a federal watchdog calling your biggest promotion potentially unfair to minors. This had real-world consequences. Parents, who are the ultimate gatekeepers, began to view the brand with suspicion.
Because the parents are the ones with fucking money when you're, trying to sell it to children. They don't have their own money.
The magic of the golden ticket turned into the bitterness of
Mint chocolate is disgusting. It tastes like toothpaste. No, mint tastes like toothpaste and anything else except for fucking chocolate, and it's delightful. Anyone in the UK, we have Aero over here, AERO, chocolate bar. Oh, here she is. This is genuinely, and if it's cold as well, with Jenny. This is the greatest chocolate bar you will ever get in the entire world. We have this in Canada. This is so fucking good. Delicious chocolate. Oh, does it say peppermint? Well, yeah. Oh, it's so good.
a broken promise. If you follow MrBeast, you know the Beastburger saga. It was another ambitious food venture, this time using ghost kitchens for delivery-only service. This model allows for cheap scaling, but quality control can be a nightmare. The venture became embroiled in messy public lawsuits between MrBeast and his partner.
I remember figuring out about the lawsuits and I was like, that's awful! Am I still able to order it?
Virtual dining concepts. Court filings painted a grim picture of unacceptable standards
and bad
severe
conditions.
brand damage from inedible food and catastrophic operational issues. It was a full-blown...
How do you have that much money and all of your activities are just this bad? Like this bad?
PR nightmare. While Feastables
Great.
is a legally separate company, the average shopper doesn't care. They see one name, MrBeast. When that name is associated with public battles over unacceptable food standards, it creates a massive red flag that bleeds over onto everything else he touches. At the peak of the Beastburger chaos in summer 2023, Spin's retail data showed that Feastables sales dipped by a significant 18%
Obviously.
week over week. This was no coincidence. The negativity surrounding Beastburger, the questions about quality control and corporate responsibility, cast a long, dark shadow over Feastables. At launch, Feastables retailed for around $2.99 per bar, a premium but still in the impulse buy zone.
That low-key feels expensive for a chocolate bar.
It felt like an affordable taste of the MrBeast magic. However, as 2023 wore on, supply chain inflation and logistical headaches nudged that price upwards. The bar crept from $2.99 to $3.49, then to an eye-watering $3.99 in some stores.
$4 a bar?
Asking consumers to pay $4 for
Terry's Chocolate Orange is one of the greatest ever.
2.1 ounces of chocolate was commercial suicide. The internet lit up. Reddit threads became a hotbed of criticism, with comments like, "Why would I pay double for a smaller bar just to help a millionaire flex on his YouTube
Jaffa
channel?"
cakes are good.
The value proposition had evaporated. Consumers could buy a larger, tastier bar for less, or a truly premium artisanal bar for a comparable price. Grocery buyers confirmed this story. They watched as sales velocity plummeted the moment the price jumped past the $3 psychological line. The direct
I can't believe they put the money
its
up.
shelf space, that precious real estate, started shrinking. If your product goes from 4 rows to a lonely single row, you're on life support. MrBeast's audience loves spectacle, but even the most devoted fans have their limits. A constant barrage of product pitches, no matter who they're from, eventually feels disingenuous. In 2023, the main channel shoehorned Feastables into at least 7 videos, with concepts like lick the chocolate fence to win 10 grand. While views were high, a shift occurred in the comments. Enthusiasm gave way to a chorus of enough with the candy.
Sorry, that's so crazy as well that the product interest is down, so they divert the content that he's making to be surrounding the product. It's so shady, dude. It's so shady.
Forced. The magic was fading, replaced by a sense of commercial obligation. YouTube's own algorithm also played a role. After a late 2023 policy update, the platform began to subtly throttle brand-heavy videos, pushing down content that felt overtly promotional. As a result, views on the most Feastable-centric videos dipped. This broke the symbiotic loop that had fueled the brand's success. Video content drives bar sales, and bar sales fund extravagant content. A brand built on influencer oxygen began to suffocate once its own fans and the platform's algorithms started to mute the pitch. The chocolate aisle is a ruthless...
I love the idea of YouTube, like, pushing out ad content less. I love that, actually. I really do.
Battleground. Feastables entered with hype as its primary weapon, but hype fades quickly under grocery store lights. While Feastables struggled with taste and logistics, its competitors thrived. Hershey's launched a mega version of its popular cookies and cream bar. Tony's Chocolonely continued to win with its eye-popping branding and powerful ethical mission to fight slavery in the cocoa industry. Newer entrants like Hey Tiger landed in Target with sleek packaging and sophisticated flavors. Each competitor had a durable advantage. Hershey's had taste heritage and nostalgia. Tony's had a powerful social mission. Hey Tiger had genuine innovation. Feastables had hype. When a consumer stands in front of a shelf, the combination of nostalgia, consistent flavor, or a compelling story will almost always beat fleeting YouTube clout. Sales data
This
from
is so
Nielsen showed
true.
that nearly every point
I hate Hershey's. Hershey's tastes so cheap to
of
me.
market share Feastables lost went straight to these competitors. Retailers, ever the pragmatists, quickly replaced the slow-moving Feastables with products that turn over weekly, not monthly. In late 2022, social media buzzed with photos of white specks on Feastables bars.
Oh!
It was Fat Bloom, a harmless process where cocoa butter separates due to temperature changes. But in the food world, perception is reality, and the perception was that something was wrong. Instead of a proactive, transparent response, Feastables replied with a single terse tweet. It's just cocoa butter migration, still safe to eat. A single tweet, no video from MrBeast.
Oof. Also, just addressing it like that is not good, honey. Not
No detailed
good.
reassurance. It was a dismissive response that failed to address customer anxiety. Meanwhile, photos of moldy chocolate spread like wildfire.
Oh!
Concerned parents didn't research the science of Fat Bloom. They just tossed the bars in the trash and made a mental note not to buy them again. A swift, empathetic response is paramount for any food brand. This was a massive, unforced error in crisis management that only accelerated the brand's decline. With sales plummeting, the internal pressure mounted. The natural response? Aggressive cost-cutting. According to a leaked slide from an all-hands meeting, leadership slashed marketing spend by a whopping 40%. A fatal blow for a brand that relied
Wow.
on constant promotion. The crunch variety was discontinued.
Sorry, cutting down the money spent on marketing is crazy considering, yeah, like they're saying, this brand and MrBeast brands only exist because of marketing.
Within 9 months of launch. But the most damaging cut came from the ingredients. Suppliers were reportedly told to find cheaper cacao substitutes. This wasn't a minor tweak. It was a fundamental shift in the product's identity.
Dude, wait, what? Oh my god, MrBeast's full thing was that they were like working with Tony's Chocolonies for ethical cocoa mining. They pulled back on all that? Is that true? What the fuck?
It wasn't a minor tweak. It was a fundamental
Oh my
shift
God.
in the product's identity. The very
I did not
ingredient
know
that
about
defined the
this.
chocolate was being systematically downgraded. A former food scientist posted anonymously on the forum Food Scribe, "We reformulated 3 times in a single year. By the end, the only thing that remained unchanged was the wrapper. This constant tinkering, driven by a desperate search for cost
Dude.
savings, creates jarring inconsistency
Shady.
and signals to consumers that the company prioritizes profits over quality. The cost-cutting measures intended to save the brand ultimately stripped away its very essence. If you want a real-time pulse check
Shady.
on Feastables' public standing, just scroll through the comments on any of their social media posts. It's a brutal, unfiltered reflection of consumer sentiment. You'll find a steady...
Also, are they even able to roll back on the ethicalness of creating their chocolate without telling the public? Are we allowed to do that? Is that legal? Something about that seems illegal.
stream of comments like, "Tastes like disappointment and hype," "My kid cried when he didn't win anything," and the damning verdict, "Bring back real chocolate." This is a full-blown consumer revolt.
As long as
It's
they
a
remove the
downward
symbol.
spiraling
That's so
feedback
fucking
loop.
shady, dude.
Negative comments ding the algorithm, which suppresses reach, which
These fucking rich people are the cheapest motherfuckers you will
slashes
ever meet.
sales. This prompts more desperate discounting, which further cheapens the brand and reinforces the public perception of a failing product. The comments section has become a digital graveyard of unmet expectations, a testament to how quickly an internet phenomenon can curdle into a cautionary tale. By spring 2024, the writing on the wall became unavoidable reality. Major retailers began to quietly delist Feastables. Whole Foods dropped it nationwide. Target trimmed its...
What's the point of having it then if it doesn't have the, like, ethical story behind it that MrBeast was selling? It's what, just a cheap chocolate bar then? Cheap, shitty money grab then?
SKUs, from 4 varieties down to a solitary one. Walmart...
There are very few federal regulations for food advertising. Oh, of course.
Relegated the bar to only its largest supercenters. When your product is no longer ubiquitous, the influencer momentum evaporates. Fans can't buy what they can't find. The industry newsletter Shelf Snap reported a staggering statistic. Feastables ACV, a measure of how widely available a product is, had dropped a shocking 62% year over year. Woo! This isn't a minor setback, it's a full-blown freefall into retail oblivion. The shelf exit is the ultimate death knell for a CPG brand. It signifies a complete loss of confidence from retailers. Once you lose that precious shelf space, regaining it is an epic uphill battle. He said, "We're retooling the recipe, the supply chain, everything. We're not going anywhere." On the surface, it sounds like a classic fighting spirit, but listen closely. He didn't say, "We're retooling the chocolate bar." He used the broader word brand. This subtle choice hints at a strategic expansion beyond the original chocolate, perhaps into gummies or other snacks that are less complex to produce. It's a classic CPG pivot. If your flagship product is failing, you leverage whatever brand equity is left into new categories. The unspoken implication is clear. The chocolate bar that started it all might just be toast. When the founder stops defending the original product and starts talking about the overall brand, you know the writing's on the wrapper. The story of Feastables is a perfect microcosm of the influencer economy. It proves virality can open doors with explosive force, but it can't keep shelves stocked, taste buds happy, or regulators satisfied. The downfall boiled down to 3 lethal gaps: operational naivety, product mediocrity, and a dangerous over-reliance on fandom without any substance to back it up. MrBeast will keep dropping videos and racking up billions of views. His personal brand remains an unparalleled force, but his chocolate empire is melting faster than a Kit Kat left in a hot car. The satisfying part of this story is watching pure hype collide with brutal real-world reality. It serves as a potent reminder to every creator. Attention is rented, trust is earned, and a product cannot subsist on giveaways and a famous name alone. In the end, it has to deliver.
I completely agree. I would love to come back to Dallas as well. Also, I cannot believe that allegedly they're able to pull back on the original, you know, what they said about the chocolate being ethical and all the rest. I couldn't believe that they would be able to allegedly pull back on that completely without alerting the public. What the fuck is going on? That's insane. And also, yeah, the fact that he's saying, like, we, the brand, will pivot as well. It shows that they don't care about the products. So we got to stop eating things that influencers are trying to sell us, okay? Because it'll never be good. It'll never be good. Rich people have no rules. Jesus Christ. Ugh. It's very lame. Oh my God. We will leave it there. But my God, Lunchly, Feastables, what's next? Prime? Jesus Christ. I'll never fully understand why influencers start food companies unless they're a food channel. Money. Specifically, you'll see like child influencer like audiences do it. Oh my God. Ugh. We'll leave it there. All right, everyone.